thank you very much for coming. Final session for the after session, the final keynote. Please join final keynote afterwards. My name is Masafumi, and I would like to talk deep diving Raspberry Pi. We demonstrate some and to show you to you. Anyway, thank you very much for attending. Many of you know me. This is me and leading a Raspberry Pi community in Japan, and have been collaborating Raspberry Pi over a decade, and spreading wealth and Raspberry Pi and the use cases and for Asian, not only Japan. I see many of the bikes. My hobby is riding a bike, and this is my bike, and I took pictures and Japanese flag. It is a good bike for me. And I rode the bike and also over the decades. I have talking on many countries talking about Raspberry Pi, and I was talk about automotive grade Linux. If it was a connected car on Raspberry Pi at the Taiwanese and the Raspberry Pi community. I have I hope also the last year I talked at Maker Fair Shenzhen to the Raspberry Pi meetup, Seed Studio, and last session, sorry, hands-on. I talked and see the event last year. Today, the theme is first, and I'm talking about. I would like to talking about Raspberry Pi. Now some of you don't know. So now the Raspberry Pi is not sweet and in X because of some of the feel difficulty and the issues and using X. Now, if you get latest information about Raspberry Pi and tech things, and you check them and Mastodon account and Verifone account, and they notice many more information about that. And the benchmarks at the Taiwanese community, and the Raspberry Pi 5 is now very much faster than old model. And later I will show some demos about LLM things, and it is very faster than using the Raspberry Pi as a product. And I will let you know detail aspect and looking into the Raspberry Pi. First, you checked in the Raspberry Pi, and now already have power button. Power button for it's very good for the power offering safety. And if you something issue using Raspberry Pi, you can put that push the button, and it is same as active same as activity with the PC, and shut down and safely by software. And debug proof, and now you can see here. Debug proof is now supported for checking a UART serial boot. It is a very important spec for if you a hardware developer, and you can check the firmware booting and be able to debug proof. If still supported only Raspberry Pi OS, And now Ubuntu is under development. So if you use so Raspberry OS, you can see the firmware booting and checking on the PD communication by USB-C and more and the features and by other hardware. And Raspberry Pi 5 very concerned with the Raspberry Pi Pico, and it is an application of the Pico knowledge. And Raspberry Pi is now support has the I/O controller, and it is really same as on the Raspberry Pi Pico. It is also, you can check the nearby here and which memory supported on Raspberry Pi and 5. Some questioning why they don't support 60 gigabyte. I have talked to Raspberry Pi engineers about that. Why they don't support, because it is for the package management too. So if a single board PC is very small and need to be controlled easy in small packages, so they cannot support even though PCIe supported 6 gigabytes, but they could not support over 80 gigabyte memories on the Raspberry Pi 4 and 5. And Jeff Garing, American YouTuber, have tried to soldering 6 gigabyte memory and Raspberry Pi 4, it didn't work. He wondering why Raspberry Pi 4 doesn't support, even though PCIe supports over 6 and up to 6 gigabyte. It is a packaging issue on the Raspberry Pi 4. It is famous on the Raspberry Pi 5. It is same issue with the Raspberry Pi computer module 4 I/O board. Why USB 2.0? It is an issue in the packages. And it is same issue as the Raspberry Pi 5. Looking deeply about Raspberry Pi 5 for our committee member and Nishinaga-san try to hack to the Raspberry Pi 5 and the JTAG connecting, hacking to the RP1 connected to control and other by software on Raspberry Pi 5. Why he would like to do that is to control I/O by software. So if you are interested, please check our website to check that. Sorry, I will actually. Sorry, writing Japanese, and the first time he scared Raspberry Pi engineer banned by him, but sorry, and writing in Japanese. I hope that someone translating the Google translated, you can controlling and JTAG. And he interested in Raspberry Pi 4, Raspberry Pi, and using the OpenOCD to build a bare metal OSs. And he and the soldering, I borrowed his and the Raspberry Pi to him. He soldering the data board and so hacking and with OpenOCD2 and he tried to do a control and so RPI1 controller with programming and some of the magazine to and so misunderstanding so and it is RP1 port is not fast and like fast bridge. It is programmable controller, but and they don't Raspberry Pi do not disclose it. But I hope they disclose and the RP1 specs to program and the I/O programming by your programmer. So I continue the presentation. Sorry. I introduce the detail for the previous blog, and if you're interested in OpenOCD and the bare metal programming and hack Raspberry Pi 5 itself. So, and if you interested in Raspberry Pi, Chrome OSS, now and improve it, and first time. So many of applications doesn't work because it is huge changes on the build core 7 processor and the GPU processor and more. And first time it does Vulkan doesn't work, and why I was testing as field testing. Now I suppose there's many more applications background, but please be careful. And so if you are developer with Python and Debian, not Raspberry Pi OS, Debian bookworm not recommended using a pip. You know, so if you use the pip install and so you got the error message say Debian now and not recommended using a pip. So if you are developer to something Python development with Raspberry Pi, and you should use apt or VM, virtual environment. So please be careful for you and developing a Raspberry Pi with Raspberry Pi OS on Python, and more. I have noticed there's something like different as a SVC board. I have using a Jetson regular local and some other SVC board. And what is the difference with from other SVC board is almost such SVCs based on Debian and Linux Debian itself. But Raspberry Pi is recompiling recompiling the Raspberry Pi itself, and it is checked and customized and suitable for Raspberry Pi. So you can feel safety use Raspberry Pi rather than other OSs. It is the point and why, and so Raspberry Pi supports many things. And RTC and a really important element. And so it is a request for many more enterprise users. Why RTC is needed for the B2B enterprise business? Sorry, I will not bothering such a Shenzhen product. I have checked for GPD Pocket 2 or some other Shenzhen and low-end low-cost PCs doesn't have this. I checked for the GPD Pocket and Chewy and some Chewy to the install on Linux. I got a trouble to so file battery is empty and so and time reset and to so readjust I have to readjust the time for it, and I checked the cover to the I looking for this artistic, and they don't have it, and thus I have to readjust. It is not good for the B2B users. For the B2B users request and this artist unit. And Osakura is now not, if I say it's non-mandatory, so because a BCM 2712 is now improved, and it is control heat cooling for when it is idle for cooler is stopped and for fish using. So and I checked the field testing for the check the fan. So if idling, fan is stop. Fan stops. So I was very wondering about that, but it is good and only heat sink and makes cool and the CPUs. It is improved on the Broadcom for features, but Ubuntu doesn't support it. So you might check and so Ubuntu development and check the details. So, and now, if you using Ubuntu and fun and running, if you if CPU is idle, and I have not recommend. And I don't recommend. Sorry, I don't recommend using expensive SD card. I checked the field. I have checked the field at the field testing, and so checking the many more SD cards and benchmarked, and I and the field testing members in our committee and found it is up to 60 megabyte per second. It is basically SD cards it can be switched using Raspberry Pi 5. You should not expensive SD card and the whole Raspberry Pi 5. Some people check this like me, but I do not recommend these expensive cards. And so some of enterprise users know, and the SD cards and not good for the enterprise using for SD and I have been talked to many times for a long time. So they talked about the Raspberry Pi engineers about boot system and what boot system good and using on Raspberry Pi. And now supporting with PCIe and Express and they mainly using for the booting NVMe and the SD card. There are several booting and the waves and for using Raspberry Pi. And I think it may be better for now NVMe and the low-end classes and get much cheaper for and more such SD card and such an NVMe card and the board is not so cheap and not so expensive. So I recommend, especially in the enterprise and B2B use, and I recommend using and this and such a and NVMe card, and it is very annoyed issue that you think on the AC adapter on Raspberry Pi 5. Why? It is annoyed, and it is only have on the table on the 5 volt 5 amperes. And Raspberry Pi 5 recommended 5 volt 5 amperes. And it is very, very specific and PD features on it. So I do not recommend. I recommended using the AC adapter, and I do not recommend such electric charger, but it works. And it works good. It works fine. But I do not recommend multi-port adapters and once using adapters for the PD resetting to reconnect to the PD communication. So I will not recommend such a PD and multi-port adapters. And next features on it. Raspberry Pi weakest point is using AI. Sony kindly developed the cameras and the IMX 500 and using for AI, including the Cortex M3 chip on it. It is analyze the object to upload to so analyze in the edges or the cloud. And Raspberry Pi planning to combine with such Sony's and AI cameras with the Raspberry Pi. It is something game changer for me. Sorry, I don't have any time on it, and so I would like to have a time. Sorry for the second. I would like to show a bit using a tiny LLM. If you use you should check. You should check the LLM and the tiny LLM and the website. For I checked the time. I checked the time to the tiny LLM and the question and Raspberry Pi and in average or within 10 or 5 seconds. It is a point. And on the other hand, if you use a Raspberry Pi 4 or other regular or something, and the answer is 4 minutes. 40 minutes. Sorry, 2 minutes. 2 minutes ago. Sorry. Yes. So check it back presentation. So, please, fine. This is a fine, right? So, please and purchase ocean reseller. There are some, and I heard, especially in the Asian area, and there are many and more purchasing issues. And purchase the Raspberry Pi on the Taobao on the Amazon.com website. It is double expensive than Raspberry Pi ocean reseller. So please and purchase in the Raspberry Pi resellers and ocean reseller on it. I recommend to do that. So I would like to introduce Ban coming here. Ocean reseller is in Vietnam. Let me just, sorry, you can talk in Vietnamese.
Okay, hello everyone. So this is Van and I'm from Vietnam. So we are Citron Technologies and our headquarters is in Malaysia. So we are the authorized reseller of Raspberry Pi in Southeast Asia, including Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and recently Vietnam. So besides Raspberry Pi, we also the authorized resellers of Arduinos and Microbit. Yep. So besides the tradings, we do manufacturing our own products based on the Raspberry Pi compute module form from Raspberry Pi, or based on the Artimega processor from Artimega for sure. And we do develop our products. Also come with guidebook for microbit learning solution. So we have quite some product that is for people, for students from primary to secondary and to university level. Yeah. So if you are interested in the product, you can head out to citron.io to explore more. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Masafumi.
Thank you very much for your introduction. So, thank you. So you brief after the boundary of the patch of Raspberry Pi in Vietnam and Malaysia and from India. So thank you very much for attending.